and his blood work had been showing that he had micro blood clots, and his white blood cells were like super high through the roof. And his heart rate was in the hundreds too when he got there because his body was struggling so hard to breathe. So he was in a critical condition. They had him on oxygen and all kinds of steroids. And by Tuesday night, they had to do something because he was not responding to the steroids and the medicines that they had him on like they wanted. They were giving him several to dissolve the blood clots, but they had him on different medicines for his lungs, and it wasn't working. So they had to change his medicines and give him like stronger doses of everything. And he finally, like, day 4 in the hospitals when he really started progressing. And then day 5, the respiratory therapist told him that his bronchial, they did chest x-rays every day on him while he was there, that his chest x-rays were showing that his bronchial tubes in his lungs were trying to close. Now, mind you, all of this time they had him walking around. He was on oxygen. I forgot to mention that. They had to up his oxygen to 30%. 20% wasn't cutting it. And so he was on 30% oxygen. They would make him walk around the room a little bit every day and do these 2 different, like where you blow out and the thing goes up, and another thing where you suck in, like 2 different lung exercises too. So, anyways, day 6, they told him, you can stay here. He's improved a lot, so they were like, you can either stay here or you can go home and continue what we're doing, taking the same medicines and staying on oxygen. So he chose to come home, and he's been doing a lot better. He's, you hear that noise in the background? That is his oxygen machine. He's still on oxygen. This is September 11th, and he's still on oxygen. So, and he's still on steroids. He is slowly weaning off of both, but he's still on them. The doctor was telling him, as bad as his lungs were, that he may be facing permanent lung damage, and he may have to see a pulmonologist for it. Just the way everything's looking. So we still may be dealing with that in the future. But today he woke up feeling weak, and he's been weaning down on his oxygen, and I don't know if he just weaned down too fast or something else is going on. I forgot to declare, they did tell him he's COVID-free when he left the hospital, and I got tested as well the day before he left. It was day 13 for me with COVID, and I was negative then, and he was too. So I know we're both over it, but now he's just weak again today, and he's been dizzy and lightheaded and pale. So I am kind of worried, like, if his lungs are acting up again. I don't know. But regardless, it was a very scary time. He did have an out-of-body experience before he went to the hospital, like 2 nights before then. He didn't even tell me, but he felt like he was dying, and he couldn't get his body warm, and he just said he couldn't get warm, and he was hurting and whatever, and having such a hard time breathing. And then all of a sudden, next thing he knows, he's seeing his body below him. He's in the air, and he sees his body lifeless laying there on a table in a gray room, and all of his pain went away. He passed and came back, or if he, I don't know what happened. But my brother also had a dream a few weeks before all this happened that he was dead, that Josh was dead. And then that happened where he saw his body laying there, and all his pain went away when he saw it. So I don't know if he did pass away for a little bit and came back, you know, like some people do. I don't know, but we're so grateful, and he's so lucky to be alive, according to the doctors. I still don't know if it really was corona or if he had the henovirus, because the henovirus, if you look it up on the CDC website, it's exactly the way he had it. The first 4 days is just stomach symptoms, weakness, fatigue. Then between like day 4 to 6, somewhere in there, you start getting a cough and shortness of breath, which is exactly his timeline. And then you start getting fluid on your lungs. And if it's not treated, eventually it'll kill you. The death rate for henovirus is way higher than COVID. It's like 38%, and it comes from breathing rat feces and urine powder. Like if you're cleaning somewhere, and which is exactly what he was doing. So I really don't know, because doctors are so quick to say COVID. Oh, it's COVID, but was it really COVID, or was it henovirus? I don't know, but I'm just glad for whatever they did to him, because it saved his life. They never tested him any of those 3 visits for the flu, and I had tested positive for the flu on day 6 of his sickness, so I'm pretty sure that if it wasn't henovirus that he had the flu first, and then COVID, and then pneumonia, which is why he got so sick. I had the flu and COVID, supposedly, so it's been crazy, guys. It's been crazy, but we had a lot of people praying for him and for me, because, you know, I'm 18 weeks pregnant. I'm almost 19 weeks already. It's crazy. And the 2 boys were with us the whole time. Of course, we were quarantined for 20 days, so the boys couldn't go see nobody, and I was freaked out that they were going to get it. They never showed any symptoms of the flu, COVID, or pneumonia, and I'm so grateful. Like, we prayed over them a lot, you know, like, their doctor told me it's more than likely they won't get COVID. Like, babies that young are not really getting it. And then the hospital doctor told Josh the same thing. So, I was more worried about flu, though, and pneumonia, but they didn't get it. Thank you, Jesus. So they're doing well, and we're doing kind of well, besides whatever's going on with Josh today. He's laying down. That's what I'm saying. He's not feeling good again. And I forgot to mention, before all of this happened in July, I had COVID then too. You can catch it twice. And that time was completely different for me. Completely different. I had allergy symptoms for 4 days, like just drainage, and it was all clear, and a sinus headache, and I had shortness of breath, which I always have anyways. I have asthma. It was just a little bit more worse than normal, and my back hurt a little bit. That was it. And 4 days after my symptoms ended, I got tested, and I was positive on the blood work, which means I had it or had it currently. And so, which would have matched. I had the antibodies in my body, which would have matched when I had been exposed and I had the corona symptoms for a few days. So, I got swabbed that day as well, and 5 days later I found out from the swab that I was negative. So, I was already over it at that point, in other words. So, yeah, me and my husband both don't think he would have got that bad with corona. Like, if it would have been corona alone, the combination of it, pneumonia, and the flu is what took him down. His COVID symptoms didn't even last that long. Like, I mean, his lungs burning and all of that didn't last that long. Oh, and that's another thing. We were sick at the same time, but our symptoms were like completely night and day different. I never had the stomach problems he had. I never had a cough. My throat was irritated. I thought I had strep, but I did not have strep. I got tested for that. My body hurt all over like the flu, which made sense because I did test positive for the flu. and for like 3 or 4 days, I had shortness of breath, and my lungs burned when I was taking a breath. So, oh, and I never ran a fever. Both times I've had COVID, I never ran a fever. He ran a high fever the whole time. And like I said, I still don't know if he had henovirus or if he had COVID or what, but either way, it still was so weird. Like, I really could have lost him. Like, it's crazy how close we came to that. Like, he was that critical, and now just to see how he is, like, I'm so thankful and grateful. Sorry. I can't imagine my life without him, and our 2 boys and this little baby that I'm having. We need him, and I'm so grateful God didn't take him from us. But anyways, guys, there's our story. I'll do a pregnancy update soon. I tried to download the gender reveal, and I was having trouble with stupid technology again. So it never would download, but I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to get it up there eventually, so y'all will know what we're having. And since, because of Corona, we wasn't allowed, or we couldn't have Wesley's birthday party. So tomorrow, September 12th, we're going to have his first birthday party. Yes. And, yeah, on Monday I'll be 19 weeks pregnant. So far it's going great, but I'll give a whole update about all that later. Thank you guys for watching, and please feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks, bye.